Yeah, we started with that deck this morning, actually. It was the first deck we played. Seems pretty good. It's got Birds of Paradise as a mana dork. It's a little bit awkward if this is the matchup where Silence isn't going to be good. But the rest of the hand is very good. So we're gonna go ahead and fetch a breeding pool and play this Birds of Paradise. I really wish Magic Online would remember the size of my library window so I don't have to drag it to make it larger every game. It'd be nice. Blink Moth. Okay, so this is not a matchup where our silences are gonna be good. Hopefully we can just race them though. Big Bucks, no Galv Blast. Big Bucks, no Galv Blast. If they have a Galv Blast, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. If they don't have a Galv Blast, we could probably race them because we were on the play. I think it's possible I was supposed to have fetched a Temple Garden here, so that way I could fetch a basic island here. I can't fetch a basic island with this because then I can't cast Jeskai Ascendancy off of my bird plus my 2 lands. They have the Galvanic Blast, so it doesn't matter. Fetch a white source here. Probably this Hallowed Fountain so I can cast more cantrips if I need to. The Galv Blast might mean we're going to be a little bit too slow this game. Wish for Fiery Justice. No, I don't think so. I guess that might be okay. It depends on like what their follow-up is here, right? No, you have 4 Birds of Paradise and 4 Sylvan Caryatids and Manamorphose and Abundant Growth. This is my new policy. Whenever anyone messages me in chat, I just block them for spam. I just don't want the chat function to exist on Magic Online. That way next time they try and chat, they won't be able to. So, if you message me on Magic Online during a match and I don't respond, it's because I've blocked you, because I don't want to interact with people in chat on Magic Online. Yeah, even if they say good luck, good luck. Just blocking and marking it for spam. I just want the chat box off. There's no reason to use the chat box. I actually think that line's not bad. Double silencing doesn't seem terrible. If I thought about that, maybe that would have been fine, because their turn 1 was slow here. So I could just like go on fetch shock and then Serum Visions to try and set up silence you and then do it again. It's actually a really interesting line, because their start was slow here. I fully believe that, Gabriel Pants. If I wanted a social interaction, I'd play paper. Or stream, you know, one of the two. Yep, I just deal Overseer. No, you have to report when you block someone on Magic Online. You have to report the comment. So spam is the. I guess I could put other instead, but you're required to list something when you block them. It's not optional. All right. Well, we hit the land, so maybe we have a chance here. Stream Decker needs to be updated. Thank you. If we hit a Fatestitcher next turn, we could maybe be okay. We're probably still going to be a turn too slow here. Usually turn 5 is going to be too slow against Affinity. They're pretty aggressive. I've dealt with plenty of shitheads on the Hex chat too. I also wish Hex had a way to disable their chat box. Much prefer to just like not deal with. I feel like the small amounts of positive interactions that occur via chat do not make up for the large amount of negative interactions that frequently occur from chat. That is my hypothesis. Feel free to disagree. I get another turn if I kill this, right? No, because they're just going to sacrifice things to the Arcbound Ravager. Although I guess I could kill... No, I can't kill the Arcbound. I can't kill anything because of the Welding Jar. Yep, can't kill anything because of the Welding Jar. Alright, so we're looking for a Fatestitcher to try and go off this turn. We're pretty likely to not go off here. Just don't have enough resources. Like I said, the Galvanic Blast was pretty devastating. Sylvan Caryatid is not going to be good enough because I need to go off this turn. If I had one more turn, we could go off with Sylvan Caryatid next turn, but we're not going to get another turn. So, bottom... I guess this is technically free, right? This is technically free. Yes, you should submit decks to me before donating to see if I will play them. Oh, I'm fetching, so I'm not going to draw the Manamorphose anyways. It doesn't really matter. Oh. True Manamorphose anyways, because Magic Online. Another Silence and Jeskai Ascendancy. Yep. Alright, I mean, that's technically redraws, right? So I'm gonna make blue-green here. Going on, Anoronics? Moto is tired, it didn't feel like shuffling, right? Fatestitcher, tilt. I think I'm making blue here. We're very likely dead at this point. We need to even hitting Fatestitcher here probably isn't good enough. Yeah. So just easy board silence out, board Abrupt Decay in. Abrupt Decay is good against random hate pieces they could potentially board in against us, and it also can just buy us time against their more aggressive draws, being a piece of interaction. Yeah, there's pretty much no filtering for like large donations. This hand's okay. It needs some mana, but it's got a Sylvan Caryatid in it, and it's got a Sleight of Hand. We could get into a touch of trouble if we brick on a second land and a cantrip in 3 draws, but we're pretty likely to find a second land or a cantrip in 3 looks. No, I like to keep wear turn the board. Well, that's funny. This is technically a cantrip, but it's not castable without a target. Ugh. I've been thinking about cutting the second Wisps for a 4th opt, just because Wisps is really good when we're comboing, but it's much worse when we're trying to set up, right? Yeah, Wear Tear stays in the board as a wish target. Dang, fries are done. Proxy and try a lot. use Cockatrice, use Cockatrice, use X-Page. Steel Overseer, sure. Start with Sleight of Hand, see what we get. Looking for a Jeskai Ascendancy at this point. You want another land? Another land's probably fine. I'm just gonna cast this other Sylvan Caryatid for now and then pass the turn, I think. Grafdigger's Cage does stop on Earth, but with 2 Sylvan Caryatids, we won't need Fatestitchers to win this game. Yeah. Yeah, basically anything for a cool 100. I mean, if it's really bad, we just, like, stop playing it, right? Like, we stop playing it when we die, so... Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and cycle this Wisps here. Again, just looking for Jeskai Ascendancy. Oh, I should have cycled the Manamorphose, actually, because this could let me combo if I... God, I'm so good at flooding in these decks. I'm so good at flooding in these decks. Make blue-black here. I don't think it actually makes fizzling less likely. I think it's worse than just playing Fatestitcher. Gonna go ahead and, oh, that's not the wrong color mana. I guess I have blue floating already, so let's just opt. No, Cage isn't very good against us. That's actually one of the reasons I like this deck, is because Grafdigger, you get to dodge, you get to not care about Graveyard Hate. This deck's really bad when you flood and die, though. There's only 16 lands in our deck. I think I want to hold this bird to be able to loot away to a Jeskai Ascendancy if we draw one. We have plenty of mana at this point. Oh. Gonna cut the window we have to... I guess I could play the bird to chump block next turn now. We brick here. Alright, another Abrupt Decay is not bad. I'm just gonna Manamorphose again here. We'll just make green-black. It's a Jeskai Ascendancy. Can I try and combo here? Probably. There's a good chance we fizzle and brick here because we don't have any cantrips in our hand. Yep. God, I am so good at flooding out with these decks. It's kind of obnoxious. Alright, now I'm just going to play this other bird as a blocker in case they have a cranial plating. What? We bottomed 2 lands this game. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands and like 20 cards. Oh. I mean, the bird's not any less bad than like a Fatestitcher or another land would have been there. Yeah, Glittering Wish gets you Scarscale Ritual, which generates card advantage. Draw another land and die. Serum Visions, that's exciting. Okay, please find me a spell. Please find me a spell. Alright, I should float a bunch of mana here. Tap our dorks. Who looks at a spell? Ding, ding, ding. Alright, yep, this is perfect. Stop. Stop. The birds are good in this deck, Klutz. I know you like ran bad or whatever, or played bad, but I don't know what it was, but the birds are good in this deck. The birds are good in matches like this, actually. Make white mana, make green mana. Alright, opponent should be pretty dead here. We could. There is a world where we brick here, but it's pretty unlikely. Since we're gonna get to Scarscale Ritual here. I think Visions is better than Opt at this point. Scarscale Ritual just draws 2 cards, which is usually enough to get you going. There's enough action in our deck that usually just drawing 2 is enough. He's a majestic and colorful creature, right? I concur. The bird is great. That. Draw 2 cards here. Another Jeskai Ascendancy. Sweet. Do you actually want to play the Jeskai Ascendancy at this point? I guess it gets through more of my deck. But I kind of just need raw cards at this point. Yeah, we're probably supposed to play the Jeskai Ascendancy. It doesn't really matter what kind of mana we're making, so we just basically have arbitrarily large amounts of mana at this point. You do need less cards as a second Ascendancy, that's true. I think we're at the point where I'm going to stop looting if I don't have cards in my hand that I actively want to discard. I think that's the point I'm at. I'm not going to loot here because I don't have any bad cards, man, because we could actually draw too many cards. But, like, as long as I have something castable. Bottom this, top this. GatheringMagic.com. The site I write for every week. Article went up on Friday. Nagging Thoughts. Someone's asking about card advantage. Nagging Thoughts is technically card advantage when you're comboing off because it's madness. So we're going to get to loot. We're going to get to loot this Nagging Thoughts away, which will trigger. So we discard a card, but we're going to end up a card because we're casting it, right? Makes it black mana so we have all the pips. That's the real advice right there. Just make all the pips. All right, I'm gonna stop making mana for a while. And again, I'm gonna stop looting when I don't have something I want to discard. So if I have lands or creatures, I'll discard. Like now I have a land. So like now I'm gonna take a loot with this because I have this land that's not good. These. I mean, to be fair, it's really not that much more of a pain than it is in real life, right? Like when you're doing this in real life, like tracking all of these things is kind of tedious too. Yes, I know I missed making mana there. That's fine. We have plenty of mana. You could argue we have arbitrarily large amounts of mana. And again, I'll take a loot here because I have this card in my hand that I don't want. And now I'm not going to take a loot because this Abundant Growth is fine. It draws a card. Nice Grafdigger's Cage, by the way, opponent. It's a shame I can't use my Fatestitcher. Oh no. Oh no, I can't use my Fatestitcher. Yeah, actually, I'm going to keep looting at this point because I'm a liar. And if we get Glittering Wish, it's lethal. Okay, so Glittering Wish is going to be lethal because it lets us get Flesh Blood. We also are probably lethal without Glittering Wish, but like, you know, why not? Yeah, sweet. With three Ascendancies, we're probably lethal without it, but this is my bird. My bird is amazing. Just kill him with a 30 bird. We could. But that's going to be more clicking. I'm not actually sure if you need the Flesh Blood in this deck, but it saves me a lot of clicking, so I play it. I haven't cut it yet. Just get Rakdos's return. But see, like, this is a good example of a game where, like, I don't need infinite, like, people talk about view from above and mystic speculation. Like, you just don't need a card like that. You don't actually need that effect to win the game. So, like, why are you playing this effect that you don't actually need to win the game? Like, why do I need to put these bad cards in my deck that aren't good when I'm not comboing? If they're only good when I'm comboing and I don't need them when I'm comboing, like, why am I playing them, right? Like, the original deck list that someone submitted to me had a copy of Mystic Speculation in it, and I think Mystic Speculation is actually better than, woo, Carnez, the $4.99 a month resubscription. Thank you very much for re-upping and welcome back. I appreciate that. Subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. Yeah, I think it's probably worth the slot klutz, but how obnoxious would it be if Mana Bird still exists, right? Got Stitcher Surgical Blitz also? Yeah, that seems... Yeah, it's probably... I think it's worth the slot. Fatestitcher actually lets you tap down blockers. My opponent had Grafdigger's Cage in play that game, so I couldn't Fatestitcher, but Fatestitcher actually removes any blockers your opponent might have. But I agree, the Flesh Blood is probably worth the one slot to play around edge cases. What does this hand do? Yeah, but like Edge Champion doesn't block Birds of Paradise. This hand's close, right? This hand's actually better if it had a fetch land in it, because I could Noxious Revival the fetch land. This hand just needs some lands, right? My opponent mulliganed. I'm gonna keep it. You can see this one going either way. When it's mulligan to 5, God bless. Not possible turn 3. Oh, sure. Sure. We actually want to lead on Serum Visions here now, right? Because this gives us the best chance to hit a land, going Serum Visions first. We hit land? That's pretty good. Go top here. Like in the market for both of those. I think next turn, we're actually going to draw the land for the turn and then play the fetch land in Abundant Growth the fetch land. That way I can Sleight of Hand off it. Opponent's hand is very slow. You can probably afford a turn 4 kill this game. Using the Abundant Growth here also saves us some health. Another Abundant Growth. Yeah, I think I'm just in the market for a 1-mana spell here. I actually wouldn't mind seeing an Abrupt Decay to like take the Steel Overseer off and relieve some pressure. Blood Moon's not very good against this deck. Turn 4 might be slow at this point. We're only taking 2 here, and the next turn, yeah, we're probably gonna be okay. Manamorphose. So I think I'm gonna err on the side of keeping my health total high here, and fetch a basic island, and then cast the Jeskai Ascendancy off of Manamorphose here. Make blue-white here. Abundant Growth for red, cast Jeskai Ascendancy, pass the turn. Hopefully I'm only taking like 6 to 8 here. If they have a plating, we might die. I haven't actually counted, we'll just see what happens. This deck's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun playing it. Got fun puzzles. Is the best way to describe it. Hopefully they just smack us for 6 here, and then their last card's a dud. If their last card's a piece of interaction, we might actually be in trouble. Smack us for 9. Okay. So can we beat a Galvanic Blast is the question. I think we start by casting the Sleight of Hand, right? This is going to let us loot and get the Fatestitcher into the graveyard and bring it back into play. So yes, I would like to draw discard. Discard this guy. Sleight of Hand resolves. Looking for instants at this point. Serum Visions is fine. I'm going to play this Flooded Strand. Am I going to play the Flooded Strand? I am not, actually. I'm going to bring Fatestitcher back into play here. I'm going to go ahead and untap my breeding pool. Hopefully their last card isn't Blast. We actually aren't... I think we can beat Galvanic Blast here, right? If they Galvanic Blast the Fatestitcher in response here, I could cast Revival for Manamorphose, and then Manamorphose into Manamorphose and Manamorphose and give this 5 defense. Alright, they don't appear to have it, so I believe we're going to be scot-free this game. I don't want to go down. I want to play around their, what's it called, their Galvanic Blast just in case they're like hoping to kill me instead of doing anything else. So I'm going to bottom. Actually, the land's probably good, right? This gives me an extra mana at some point. I think I'm going to go top here, actually. So I'm going to cast this Sleight here. And then in response to this untap trigger, untap this. So I'll loot here. Discard this Glittering Wish. Sleight of Hand resolves. Yeah, I just need 1 mana things at this point. We're looking for... We need a way to generate additional mana, basically, is what our bottleneck's going to... Mana is going to be our bottleneck this game. So I'm going to go ahead and make red, green, and then I'm going to cast... Actually, we're going to start by doing this and putting Abundant Growth on here. And in response to this untap trigger, we will untap this land. If they have like Dispatch here, we're actually stone dead to that. I don't have a way to interact with that card currently. It is one of the things when we board in the Abrupt Decay is like we don't have silences, right? Like in some decks we have silence to just like know they're Galvanic Blasting my Fatestitcher. All right, in response to your Galvanic Blast, I would like to put... Which card do I want to rebuy here? Actually, I don't even have to decide to do that right now, right? I can just opt. Opt in response. I'm glad we played around the Galvanic Blast. That. Look at that. Okay, they should be pretty dead at this point, right? Yeah, Manamorphose is going to generate us an extra mana. That is correct. Discard this Abrupt Decay because I don't need that anymore because we know all of their cards. I have a 4/5 that they're dealing 4 damage to. All right, in response to this trigger, I want to untap something else. Isn't this deck a hoot? I think this deck's a hoot. If you're a masochist like me and don't mind clicking through this deck's a hoot. Another Fatestitcher. All right, that's gonna make our lives a lot easier. Second Fatestitcher means we get to kill them pretty quickly. I have 7 minutes here on clock, so we should have plenty of time to kill them without timing out. Bottom this. This. Flip this back into play. This is a more fun... I think it's a more fun Storm deck. It also doesn't lose to Graveyard Hate the way Storm loses to Graveyard Hate, but you're able to interact with it on other axes, so... It's not strictly better or strictly worse. It might be worse, but it's not strictly better or strictly worse. Alright, what am I getting with this? At this point, we have plenty of mana, and it's looking like... actually, I just want to get this other Jeskai Ascendancy, right? Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Just like... We have plenty of duds in our hand at this point. White, red, blue. Cast this our Jeskai Ascendancy. To loot. The pair of them, they make it look like a dance move. Dance, dance, baby. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's possible I should have gotten a Scarscale Ritual there, but we're gonna see a lot of card with double lootings here. So like now we have large amounts of mana, and we have plenty of cards to loot through, so we'll probably find another Glittering Wish. Also, like, opponent's only at 20, and we already have 15 power here, right? So I don't actually need to cast that many more spells to kill my opponent. I'd be scared of accidentally cracking that fetch. Live on the edge, man. It'll live on the edge. Oh, I do have a wish in my crypt, don't I? Forgot about that. Forgot we looted one of those earlier. You can always tell when your opponent... So when I play this deck off stream and my opponent makes me click it out like this when they're very obviously dead, I actually just IBM them and make them and sit in my combat step until they concede or until I'm just about to run out of time. Because, like, they made me click through it when they were dead, so they obviously don't value their time very highly. I actually don't even need to do this. We just have plenty of mana at this point, so this will make my guys lethal. On stream, I'm not gonna make you sit here and make me wait for 4 minutes while I make them time out. On stream, we'll just kill them. But all right, they don't have any blockers. There's nothing they can do. Like they're very obviously dead, right? So like they're making me click through it. They're gonna waste my time. I'm gonna waste some of theirs. There's fair. All right, and you did. All right, 1-0 start. 1-0 start. I don't know that we're gonna have time to play the full league with this deck. I do have to be done about 11:45, so we'll see how many more matches we can get in the next hour. Actually, I think it's time for Moto's Dirt Nap. Yeah. Restart here. They had no cards in their hand. They had no cards in their hands. The opponent timed their Galvanic Blast at the incorrect moment there. They should have tried to Galvanic Blast my thing right away instead of trying to catch it right when it was going to 5, but we would have been able to play around that. Sure, but like, I'm not talking about when you can fizzle. I'm talking about when they're deterministically dead to information that they're aware of. We smother Moto with a pillow and tell it to go to sleep, basically. Shh. Shh. Take a nap, Magic Online. Take a nap. Thanks everyone for hanging out here this morning. I'm going to be playing for another 45 minutes to an hour, probably get another match or two, and then I'll be back this afternoon about 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. When Declan takes his afternoon nap, I fire back up. If you didn't catch the first two, we played a little bit of the Grixis As Foretold deck that did well at Philly this past weekend. And we also played a blue-black taking turns deck. I'll publish those videos on YouTube as soon as we're done this morning, so you can check those out if you missed them. Yeah, I agree, Tom, but like, once you're like hoping to kill me, I think you just commit to that line and don't like, so I don't hate the hoping to kill me line, like maybe I crack a fetch land while I'm comboing, but like, I think you're supposed to either save it for me or try and kill the Fatestitcher right away. You're not supposed to split the difference. Yeah, that's correct, Fab. Usually, I spaced out there. Usually I hide my thing so people can see how long my password is. I should probably change my password to a different character length after that mess up.
Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's go. No.
Here you go.
I dig.
Go ahead, dig.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
This hand's pretty bad. We have Jeskai Ascendancy, but we don't have a dork and we don't have cantrips to find more lands. That hand with castable cantrips is okay. This hand's pretty good. You get a scry and we've got a couple cantrips here. Got a dork and an Ascendancy. You get a green source here, but you get what? We get a scry, we get a draw step, we get 3 looks, we get 4 or 5 looks, just right on top and never didn't have it. So, we make fun of Eldrazi Tron in this stream a lot, but Eldrazi Tron is actually better against this deck than Green Tron is, because Eldrazi Tron is Chalice of the Void, and we do care about Chalice of the Void. Chalice is annoying. That being said, if our opponent doesn't play Chalice here, we could potentially turn to them. These are the cards we need to turn to. Oh, those are the wrong colors of mana. Do we want to try and go for the turn 2, chat? Who wants to go for the turn 2? I want to go for the turn 2. I don't think I've actually had a turn 2 on stream yet. So, I really don't want to draw this Flooded Strand. So, the Noxious Revival lets us start comboing on Chew because it's a free way to untap our creature. And we drew a Fatestitcher. Alright, the Fatestitcher probably means we have a pretty good chance to combo them here. Modern, I just want everyone to remember, Modern is a turn 4 format. Just repeat that to yourselves quietly while you watch this happen. We're looking for Fatestitcher's okay. We're looking for a Glittering Wish at this point. Our bottleneck our bottleneck currently is cards, not mana, and Glittering Wish is going to get us cards with Scarscale Ritual. So we should be good to go at this point with that draw. The Glittering Wish should mean we're good to kill them on 2. It's a turn 4 format. Modern's a turn 4 format. Remember that. This is fine. Everything that's happening is okay. Don't touch that dial. We're not going anywhere. Make some blue mana. Untap you. Some blue mana. Your on is fine. You don't need to charge it. Oh, you got to the password screen, so it's locked you out?
Oh.
How does it feel to be good at Magic? How does it feel to have it all? Feels great.
No.
The best part about having mana floating with this deck is you can't accidentally click through to your attack step. It won't let you change phases without a prompt when you have mana floating. My opponent has Ancient Tomb. Their deck is so unfair. Another Fatestitcher? Sure. Modern is great. I love this deck. This deck's a hoot. Hoots magoots. And Hogland, he's so lucky getting the turn 2 kills. I have to clip this once when people ask what the turn 2 looks like. Oh no, come back, opponent! Come back! I wasn't done vigorously jerking off. Alright, so we cut the silences and we bring in Abrupt Decay as a way to kill Chalice the Void, and that's it. Sign me up. No, don't win, then we can't complain about Eldrazi Tron. Their deck's so fair. I think this deck is okay, Anoronyx. We got the turn 2 off Noxious Revival. We did, Bob. Turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Ascendancy Noxious combo you. I'm pretty sure this hand's a mulligan. It doesn't have a dork. I guess it like technically goes like abundant growth on here, but this hand's just really slow. It's okay. Gets a scry too. Abundant growth's actually a pretty good hit here because it means if our opponent has Chalice on 2, we're going to be able to Abrupt Decay it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and shock this Temple Garden in and Abundant Growth the Temple Garden. That way we can fetch a green source with the Flooded Strand and Abrupt Decay at Chalice the Void next turn.
A book card.
Stop. Why'd you change profiles?
Book card.
I don't know what you did. They ghost quartered me. Well, that's good for us, I guess. I don't have mana of any color anymore, but I think I'm okay with that result. Sure. I'm gonna fetch a Hallowed Fountain here. Steam vents, sure. Sleight of Hand to start. Sylvan Caryatid sounds great. Serum Visions. I don't want any of these cards at this point. Bottom, looking for a Jeskai Ascendancy at this point. Oh, I could have opted. No, yeah, I could have opted. I just missed it. I wasn't thinking. I was talking about why we didn't really care about that, and it didn't occur to me that I could have opted. You are 110% correct. Oh. I don't know why I thought I was scrying there. I should have taken the Fatestitcher. I had it in my head. It was like, I'm scrying. I don't want to scry both of these to the bottom. But I 10 out of 10 should have taken the Fatestitcher. Should have taken the Fatestitcher. We're gonna get thought not seared, and I'm gonna be really sad that I don't have that Fatestitcher. Yep. Not having Fatestitcher is a pretty big punt here. Yep. Fatestitcher would be able to diddle this down, which would be nice. So, 10 out of 10. Should have a Fatestitcher right now, but I don't because I'm dumb. Where I was reading. It's streaming. People that have never streamed before, it's very tough. I've got like 3 monitors, and we're keeping a lot, tracking a lot of what's going on, so it's tough. It's tough, especially when you're big, dumb, stupid like I am. Start with this opt, see what we find. Jeskai Ascendancy? Nagging Thoughts. I think I want to bottom that. I guess I could top that. It gives me 2 more looks. Yeah, but then I'd still have a Cerulean Wisp. So, like, if they took the Fatestitcher, I'd be up a spell still. So, I think I'm okay with that result. Sleight of Hand. Not blocking anyway. Might as well cast this. Wow, this sucks. Alright. Like Ulamogged. Walking Ballista or something, sure. Another TKS maybe. Take my Abrupt Decay. Pulling up Warping Whale or something here. Mirran Crusader's in the sideboard for Death Shadow decks. Because it's really hard to combo them, so the idea is that you just get to Mirran Crusader and then kill them. Silence is our counter spell. I might Warping Whale this. That doesn't seem unreasonable. Alright, so I'm gonna shoot this. Do I want to play this other Sylvan Caryatid out? Yeah, probably. Humans is a hard matchup. If you're expecting to play a lot of humans, you should definitely have 4 Abrupt Decays in your sideboard, maybe even more than that. Maybe even more than that. If you want to learn more about this deck, you can go to gatheringmagic.com. I talk about the cards and how the wishboard works and stuff like that. Those little details. Humans and Burn are the 2 toughest matchups for this deck. I only have 3 decays in my board right now. I would recommend playing a 4th if you're expecting a lot of humans. That's adorable. That's adorable. There's no way we're supposed to jump block there. That's really cute though. Old spatial contortion. The Grixis deck was really bad, chat. Yeah, it seems fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Gonna lead on Serum Visions here. Breeding pool Serum Visions. Looking for a mana dork at this point. I mean, spatial contortion isn't that uncommon in my opponent's deck. Like, when your deck is bad and doesn't have any, what's the word I'm searching for? When your deck is bad and doesn't have ways to, make colored mana, like, the answers you're able to play are pretty limited. This might be a, might be a Chalice of the Void draw, which would be scary. Although that gives us an answer to it down the line here, which is nice. By that, I mean I'm just going to take this Abrupt Decay now. It's possible I'm supposed to just go Slight there to, like, have a better chance to hit my land drop. We see one more card that way. What's good against humans besides Abrupt Decay? Just cards that interact with their creatures. Just board more removal. Like, if you're not worried about... cards like, it's a great draw. I could get greedy and try and hit a land here. Yeah, I'm gonna get greedy and try and hit a land here. Ding. I'm gonna fetch Shock because I don't want to... What's the word I'm searching for? I don't want to get Ghost Quartered as a wasteland. Steam Vents here, so all my lands make blue mana. Like the Mirran Crusader and like the Guttural Response and like the Swan Song, those cards could be more cards for dealing with permanent-based disruption as opposed to dealing with discard and spell-based disruption. You basically get like a few slots on the board to like answer the things you want to answer. You Thought Not Seared and be a little bit sad here. So you have to take my Ascendancy away here, which sucks. You're another Sylvan Caryatid. Just gonna go Caryatid and then Glittering Wish for Ascendancy, right? Like, hope they don't have another Thought Knot. They don't have another Thought Knot, they're gonna be very dead. I'm casting this now because I don't want to get it Warping Wailed. It exposes this Ascendancy from our sideboard to another Thought Knot, but I think playing around Warping Wail is fine. Yeah, Cage is not very good against us. I'm really happy when people board in Cage. It technically turns off our Fatestitchers, but like Fatestitcher is not an integral part of our combo, especially when we can keep other dorks in play. Cage is fine if you have ways to take Caryatid off the table, but if you can't take Caryatid off the table, the Cage isn't going to do a whole much. We had people board in like Leyline of the Voids and stuff against us too. Hopefully this is just like Smasher attack. Lux. Want to dodge a Thought Knot Seer? You scoop to resolve Slaughter Game's effect. No, we have creatures we can wish for out of the sideboard. We have another Thought Knot. Sad. Or an X spell? Sure. And we can wish for Ascendancy. If we've already wished for Ascendancy and they Slaughter Games us, obviously we're not going to be able to do it anymore, but Worship worthwhile. I think that's too awkward. I think that's too awkward. Like, it's a card you'd have to board into, and like the decks you want that kind of effect against, they, what's the word I'm searching for? They I'm blanking on the word I'm trying to say. I don't think they have a way to interact with this. Yeah, Cage does have a non-zero amount of text. Like I said, my opponent's deck has limited sideboard cards they can play because they don't have access to anything other than colorless spells. So like Cage is probably better than something else they could have in their deck right now. I kind of want to keep this Abrupt Decay just in case things go sideways here. Both of these cards suck. Make blue at this point. Probably doesn't really matter. Make blue, green, cast the Serum Visions. You want to cast Serum Visions before you cast your other spells because the scrying on Serum Visions can set up our loots. Both of these cards are actually great, right? Go top here. Cast the Sleight of Hand and loot. We actually kind of need to hit. I kind of want to hit another copy of, what's it called? We want to hit another copy of Jeskai Ascendancy because we do need to get these Sylvan Caryatids pretty large in order to. I might actually want to Abrupt Decay this Cage. I think I want to Abrupt Decay this Cage, actually. Yeah, especially with another one here. Yeah, I'm going to take this Fatestitcher. I'm just going to go ahead and Abrupt Decay this Cage. Like, I have it, I don't have anything else going on. Having the Fatestitcher will make it easier to combo them this game. So, like, we could win without killing this card, but I have the cards to spare and the mana to spare, so I might as well. You have a Surgical Extraction? Like I said, we can win the game without this Fatestitcher. So if we get Surgical here, yeah, that's not gonna be not the complete end of the world, but it's gonna make things harder. It's gonna make things harder. We need to hit a second. We need to hit a second Ascendancy now. That way we can start pumping our dorks 2x. because we can no longer win by attack. And we were talking about that flesh blood, whether or not that was worthwhile earlier. Looking like it's going to be worth its weight here. Make white mana, make green mana. So I think I'm just going to cast this Glittering Wish at this point. It's a Noxious Revival. Unfortunately, our... I have another Glittering Wish. We'll get Scarscale Ritual here. Can we win through Warping Whale? Yeah, I can Noxious Revival the Flesh Blood back to the top of my deck and draw it again. It's a good thing to think about, though. Thank you for pointing that out. We are going to need to be able to win through a Warping Whale here. It is a good thing to be thinking about. Alright, still looking for another Jeskai Ascendancy here. So again, Shadow of the Grave has the same problem as View from Above. It looks really sweet when you're mid-combo, but like, I don't need a Shadow of the Grave to win this game. So like, why am I playing cards that are bad when I'm not comboing that I don't need otherwise? I think I'm just bottoming everything here because I just want max cards in the bottom of my deck after I draw this Ascendancy. We're actually getting pretty close on just the single Ascendancy. Hey, there's another one. Alright. Opt resolves. So, I actually want to stop looting at this point because I have plenty of cards. So, we'll go ahead and make green and make red. Cast this Glittering Wish. So, I don't really need to do anything else here. There's no reason to loot. Get my Flesh Blood here. So I need to cast Manamorphose here because I need to get this thing to 18 power here before we kill them with Flesh Blood. I don't want to loot again, just no reason to. They don't have any way to gain health, right? Is there any way their deck could gain health here? Or I'm just home free when I cast this Flesh Blood. They could have exactly Warping Whale, and that we get around with Noxious Revival. You can fuse, put X1/1 counters, exile target creature from a graveyard. There aren't any creatures in graveyards. No, you can't wish for Grape Shot. And like again, Flesh Blood just does what you're looking to do. If they gain life, we Noxious. Yeah, that's true. Cast Blood, target this, target you. I guess I should technically make some mana here, right? And I can loot here because I have Bird in my hand that is bad. Yeah, I'll wait on the next one. Alright, are you dead? You dead? They're dead. Alright, sweet. Sweet. That was a good set. I think I'm actually gonna go get Declan fed some lunch, and we will finish this league up after after I put Declan down from his nap. So I'm going to take a break for a little while. I'll be back in a little bit more than 2 hours. Thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. Remember, if you missed the first 2 decks we played with this morning, the Grixis As Foretold deck and the Blue Black Taking Turns deck, I'm going to publish those on my YouTube page right now. So youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. You can head over there and check those out right now. And I'll be back in about 2.5 hours after Jake's home from school and I get the kids fed. So thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate the subs and resubs, and I'll see you again soon.